Hey guys, Luke here. We're here to preview the Four Nations Week 2 or Fixtures 2, whatever you like to call it. I think we're going to call it the Fixtures 2. But it's going to involve the games New Zealand against Samoa and then Australia versus England. So let's get into the New Zealand taking on Samoa, that game. And I suppose if you want to, the official hashtag is New Zealand NZVSAM. I don't know if that's relevant or not, but let's go into the team lineups. We've got Peter Hiku, Jason Nightingale, Dean Vare, Sean Kenny-Dowell, Martin Vadavai, Kieran Foran, Sean Johnson, Jesse Bromwich, Isaac Luke, Adam Blair, Sam Mannering, Kevin Proctor and Jason Taumalolo. The bench is Lewis Brown, Sui Matagi, Martin Tapau, Tohu Harris and Bodine Thompson is 18th man. So, Samoa, their fullback is Tim Simona. That's why I was got a bit tongue-tied there. I was going to say Simona instead of Samoa. And then the wing is Winterstein, Lafai, Leilua, Vito, Ben Roberts, Stanley, Lou, Godinay, Farlongo, Pritchard, Armour and Maguire. And the bench is Louis, Sena Lafao, Sue, Masoi, Peiru and Menumalealali or something. I don't know. I think he's played for them before. He's from the Sharks. I know who he is, I just can't pronounce his name. Now, my prediction on this game, I think New Zealand will win. I think they'll probably win pretty comfortably. Now, the Samoa-England game was very competitive, but I think New Zealand are just that one step better than England. Sorry to England fans, but I think if New Zealand they're an elite side, I think England are a very good side. It's not quite that elite level, and Samoa they're a good side. So England are good enough to beat Samoa, although it was only by a very little amount. England just had a little bit too much class. Although Samoa, they do have Tim Lafai coming in, who I'm a very big fan of as a Bulldog supporter. You all know I'm a Bulldog supporter, and I rate him very highly. I think he's very unlucky not to make the Australian side, to be completely honest. But I think he just has an extra little bit of danger out there. Vare is a good defender. I don't know how Kenny-Dowell will go against them if they're up against Leilua or Lafai, because they're both very strong, pretty quick. They're just two good centers in general. And then Vito and Winterstein are pretty good as well on their day. On the bad day, they're very bad. I was pretty impressed with Simona at fullback. I thought he was quite good. Ben Roberts impressed me at 5'8". He's impressed me a lot this year. I think he's come of age, really. People tend to put a lot of shit on him. But yeah, I think he's been very good. I think Kyle Stanley was very poor, like very average. His kicking game was absolutely shocking. And I think they would have been better off having Godinay, a halfback. They had a CEO or someone at hooker. I don't know how he went. They've got Godinay hooker this week, and I think it's probably the best for the team to have him there, but I don't know. Surely they've got that Menumalealali. Like, surely he's a better halfback than Kyle Stanley. Kyle Stanley doesn't play halfback usually. I think he's like a centre or fullback. Maybe he is a halves player. Maybe he's just not very good. I don't know. Frank Pritchard, I thought he was very impressive for them. Josh Maguire as well. You know, it's just a solid team in general. The New Zealand side though, very, very impressive. Like, it's one thing to be good against England. England weren't playing very well. But both sides weren't playing incredibly well, but they were good enough. But New Zealand, they came up against Australian side, a weak Australian side at that. But you know, it's not like they haven't got any injuries. Elijah Taylor isn't there. Tuivasa-Sheck, Hargraves, they're not playing. So yeah, they've had to work with their own sort of injuries. Isaac Luke's back for them, so he's a big plus. So I think the person who drops out is Thomas Lulawai, and he did an okay job last week. But Isaac Luke just offers. He's a very good player. I don't like him, but I don't like him the person. But as a player, you gotta admire him. He's a great player. The four pack, like, you know, they're both pretty. They got a lot of firepower, both four packs, but I think where New Zealand wins that one is, you know, they've got a lot of firepower, they're big and strong, but they've also got the brains. Some of these Samoan guys are only young, or they're not generally that football smart or something. Like, they'll throw offloads at weird moments, like Maguire, Armour, and some of the bench players. Masoi does some stupid things. But yeah, the New Zealand side just very good, apart from Matagi, who might fall in that category. I don't know. But Lewis Brown had a very good game against Australia. Taumalolo, Proctor, like, everybody had a good game. They were so impressive. And that's why I'm going to tip New Zealand. I'm going to tip them 13 plus. Now, for the Samoa fans, hope that doesn't work out, but that's just how I see it happening. Now, let's move on to Australia taking on England. So we're going to go through the Australian lineup first. We've got Greg Inglis, Josh Mansell, Michael Jennings, Dylan Walker, Sione Matautia, Delly Cherry Evans, Cooper Cronk, Aaron Woods, Cameron Smith, Sam Thaiday, Bo Scott, Greg Bird, Corey Parker, and the bench is Boyd Cordner, Robbie Farah, Aidan Guerra, Ryan Hoffman, Ben Hunt, David Clemmer, and Josh Papali, and likely drop off will be Hunt, Clemmer, and Papali. The England lineup is Tompkins, Charnley, Watkins, Shenton, Hall, Widdop, Smith, Burgess, Hodgson, Graham, Farrell, Tompkins, sorry, that's Joel Tompkins, brother, Westerman, and the bench is Clark, Ferries, Tom Burgess, and Chris Hill. Now, England, they did win. I've talked about them briefly. They were pretty good. I thought George Burgess was okay, Hodgson was okay, Graham was pretty good. You know, they weren't too bad, I suppose. A lot of drop ball, need to fix that up. I think what stood out was Darryl Clark off the bench. I thought he was incredible. Now, James Graham's talked him up. People and my subscribers have talked him up. And I still was kind of like, we'll wait till we actually see him. Oh my god. Like, what a player. Can't wait to see him more. Wish he would come to the NRL. I know it's only been one game. It could be a step in the mark at this stage. But I thought he was very good. Callum Watkins, I suspected he was a great player. Saw him in the World Cup a little bit. And based off his rugby league life too, I know it's a bit stupid to go off that, but really liked him because of that. And he seemed very impressive. I think one thing to note was, I don't know if you remember it or if you had seen it, but there was a pass. It was a forward pass, but the pickup he had was just incredible. The speed that he had too. So good stuff for England there. I'm not sure about Shenton. Haven't seen too much of him. Obviously Hall and Charnley are good wingers. Tompkins was great. He was their best player, I'd say, last week. But they really need to be firing on all cylinders. The Australian side, I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. I think Clemmer should be in there. They need more aggression in their props, like Aaron Woods and Sam Thaiday. Like, Sam Thaiday has aggression, but he's just not a prop. Aaron Woods has no aggression whatsoever from what it seems, except for that one game against the Rabbitohs where he fired up. You've seen in rep games, he sort of, I don't know, he just gets overpowered or whatever. And this might sound stupid, but Corey Parker's been playing prop all year for Broncos. Sam Thaiday been playing lock for the Broncos. Why are they playing opposite positions now? Just a thought. I know Corey Parker is generally a lock, but just an observation I had. Clemmer, I know he hasn't played too much, but he just, I don't know, he just has the X factor for me. Also, Cherry Evans, he hasn't been in great form wasn't in great form the last half of the season. He had little spurts of being good, plus he just had a baby, or he's going to, and he has an injury concern, so I would give Ben Hunt a go here, but it's not going to happen. And I really don't understand Robbie Farah off the bench. It just doesn't work. Like, he's not Cherry Evans. Like, we see, even when Cherry Evans came off the bench and used to slot in, like, they'd struggle to adapt to the game. Robbie Farah, like, last week, we got shown what everyone said, like, oh, Robbie Farah can play hooker, he can play the halves. We just got shown it doesn't work. He played hooker, and Cameron Smith played in the halves, and yeah, just nothing gelled. They were terrible, and I don't put that down to Cameron Smith either. Looking at you, Robbie Farah. Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna go with an England win, 1-12. I don't particularly expect this to be a really impressive performance by either side. I think it'll be a scrappy game, but you know, that's just my opinion. And hopefully for you England fans, I'm right, and I think it'd be a big shake-up to the foundation of, like, international rugby league. Just having Australia not be in there because they've been so dominant lately. And a little part of me, well, a big part of me wants that to actually happen. So that's the end of my predictions, my preview for the game. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you leave a like and a thumbs up and that sort of stuff. And subscribe to my channel for more Four Nation preview, and check out all my other rugby league stuff. So I'll see you for the next one, guys. Bye.